Hello, friends, and welcome into College Football Now. I am your host, Tom Downey. As the Florida State head football coaching search drags on into Week 5, we figured it was time for an update of the top candidate list. Now, FSU originally said, hey, we want to hire our coach by the end of the year, if not beforehand. Oops. Yeah, we're past that point in terms of the regular season, I mean there. The latest report now coming out of Tallahassee is they might wait until the weekend. Yeah, things have not exactly gone according to plan for FSU. It's not quite on that disastrous Tennessee search, but I wonder if we're starting to border on that for FSU. And they've missed on quite a few targets. Here are 3 coaches, by the way, who've had extensions. Scott Frost, Matt Campbell most recently, also P.J. Fleck. I feel pretty confident saying FSU got these coaches paid, or at least just extended, because I think Florida State called about all of those guys, especially Campbell and Fleck. They choose to stay. Now Florida State misses on those guys. And we'll get to other coaches who are still in the mix, and even one they probably missed out on as well. But if it's your first time watching Chat Sports, guys, we keep you covered on all things coaching search related in college football. We've done a Texas offensive and defensive coordinator one. Heck, we went over Ole Miss's candidates, and there's a guy on that list you see right there on that photo that will also be on this Florida State one. So if you want all the updates on Ole Miss, Arkansas, Missouri, and of course Florida State too, and subscribe. Watching on YouTube now, so hit that big red button. Keep you updated on everything related to college football. Heck, we're going to have our bowl. We've got bowl predictions up there right now, and we're going to have a live video for the CFP on Sunday. Let's focus in, though, on Bob Stoops. Now, it's been a little bit since we've had one, but we are certainly due for another random report from somewhere in Florida saying Bob Stoops is going to be the head coach at Florida State. There were multiple one of those that says, hey, Stoops, it's going to happen. Just give it a little bit of time. It's going to go down. Those reports were quickly disputed, and at this point, I think we can just say they were incorrect. Bob Stoops doesn't appear to have much interest in the Florida State head coaching job, and it always felt like a major long shot anyway. Would have been a fun idea, but I think Stoops would prefer to stick in the XFL, where there's a little bit less stress, and if we're being honest here, less work as well, because recruiting takes up quite a bit of time. So it's not going to be Campbell, it's not going to be Fleck, probably not going to be Bob Stoops either. So Florida State fans, what is your panic level at right now with this head coaching search? Grade this for me on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being you're not a little bit concerned. A broomstick would be better than Wille Taggart as head coach, so just getting rid of him already made it a success. 10 being you are freaking out and you're worried FSU is going to make a major mistake here. Chime in the comments a scale of 1 to 10. So let's update then. We'll go 7 this time. Not 10 like last time, but 7. He was on the initial list, and I'll still throw him on here. That's James Franklin, has been linked to the job both in 2017 and this time around. Now, Franklin and Florida State, if you believe the 24/7 Sports Report, have discussed the job, but Franklin apparently wanted more than what FSU was going to pay. I will be honest with you, I don't know how much I really believe that report, because if you're Florida State, if you ponied up the buyout for Taggart, wouldn't you be able to find the money for Franklin? Sure, he's asking for probably top 3, if not most money in college football, but I think the bigger issue is, why would Franklin leave Penn State right now? That program is in a better spot. He's had success with the Nittany Lions. I don't know if he wants to take on what, if we're being honest here, Seminole fans, it's a rebuilding job. I don't think Franklin wants it right now, because why would he need to? Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. It's chatsports.com/bet. That takes you right into the BetDSI site. Use the promo code on your screen, CFB120. It gets you a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, an extra $60 coming your way to bet on bowl games, bet on the college football playoff, and the NFL as well. One more time for you guys. That's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code CFB120. Number 6, this one was floated by NFL Network and NFL.com, and I wonder if Deion himself was the source, by the way, for this. I kind of suspect that it was. So that Deion's a candidate for the FSU job. Sanders says he wants it. Also says, well, I haven't spoken with anybody. We said that a while ago. I haven't spoken with anybody at FSU. It is a fascinating idea, because who doesn't love Deion Sanders? Everyone loves him. Well, maybe not Florida Gator fans, but everyone loves primetime. But this is such a, are you sure about this move. Like, he'd be able to recruit, I think. But recruiting is not the only job for a college football head coach, especially one who's been a high school coach and some success there, but he's never been at the college level. Jumping into the FSU job? Maybe secondary coach would be a better fit there for Deion. So do you want primetime as the FSU head coach? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Purely from an entertainment standpoint, sign me up, I'd love to see it. But if you're trying to hire the best guy for the job, Sanders is way too risky of a move. There's a potential for complete disaster there. I get you'd be able to recruit, but you have to be able to coach too. I don't think it's a great idea for FSU. So if you're only focused on the entertainment, sure, sign me up. Beyond that, not a good idea. Number 5, the Lane train and Lane Kiffin, if you were looking for more of a plausible fallback option, I guess. He is on the verge of his second 10-win year at FAU. Also for Lane Kiffin, keep an eye out for the Arkansas job. He has met with them. That might be a little bit more of a logical step for Kiffin to go from FAU to Arkansas than from FAU to FSU. Now, the previous stops were unsuccessful when it comes to the Power 5. It's funny for Kiffin, right? It's been a very weird path. He goes from the Raiders to Tennessee to USC to FAU. It's a very unlinear progression, but his results have actually gone upward. He was not good with the Raiders, better with Tennessee, then better with USC, and better at FAU. Of course, the expectations at those jobs very different for all 4 of them. It's an option. I don't think it's the route to go, though, if you're FSU. Number 4 is Brian Kelly. This name has only kind of recently emerged as a candidate, or at least connected to it. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least intrigued by it. He's had success in his career. He's won pretty much everywhere he's gone. I also don't know if it makes much sense almost for either party. I think of the guys left, maybe Kelly is the most reasonable, best coach out there. He's done a great job at Central Michigan when he was there for a little bit, won a bunch at Cincinnati, and has been steady, although maybe not quite the national championship winning coach they want at Notre Dame. But isn't going from Notre Dame to FSU at best a lateral move? Isn't that what it is? So here's my mindset for Brian Kelly. It's been a little while since he had that extension. I wonder if this is the classic coach gets leaked as a candidate to help get a new extension with his current team. We're also due for a Brian Kelly to NFL rumor. Maybe that Giants job was open. Maybe that's that one. So I am going to go with, I'll mention it, but I think this is an extension leverage play by Kelly and his agent to get him more money and a longer deal at Notre Dame. Then we move on now to number 3. That is the interim head coach, Odell Haggins, at FSU. And this is an FSU lifer. Played for the Seminoles, has been an assistant since 1994 with the program. For reference, I was 2. That's how long Odell has been a member of FSU, not including his playing years there, by the way. So he'd definitely take the job. I mean, it's his alma mater. It's the dream job, you know? Players have backed him too, but going with the interim guy and really not having immense success once Taggart got fired, that feels like the absolute very last, well, shoot, all of our guys are gone. Let's just promote the interim backup type of option. So with that in mind, who do you not want as the Florida State head coach? Tennessee fans apparently didn't want Greg Schiano. So Florida State fans, who do you not want? I don't mean any disrespect to Haggins. You can certainly do better if you are Florida State. That would be an extremely underwhelming hire if you are Florida State. We know we got a lot of FSU fans watching right now, so do you want that hoodie on your screen? Looks pretty sweet, White. It is $20. That's all it costs. Head over to chatsports.com/NCAA gear. There is all kinds of FSU gear up to 50% off. Don't worry. If you're not a Florida State fan, there's gear for you on there as well. Just head over to chatsports.com/NCAA gear. I'm talking jerseys, hoodies, shirts, sweatpants, shoes on sale as well. Up to 50% off at chatsports.com/NCAA gear. And don't worry, I'll have that that link in the description and the comments for you as well. Number 2, he was very high on our initial list as well. That is Mark Stoops. And I wonder if he could be the classic let's circle back to him candidate, because I don't think you're going to be able to circle back to a guy like Matt Campbell. He stinks. Stoops has ties to the program, was the FSU DC from 2010 to 2012, and he's done a really good job with the Kentucky program that was, if we're being realistic here, was on life support after the Joker Phillips era. They're going to a bowl game this year with a wide receiver playing quarterback because of injuries. That's impressive. Now, he reportedly met with FSU about the job. Little unclear where the interest level lies. I think he makes sense. I think he'd be a fallback, circle back option. But I don't think that's who FSU has focused in on right now. Instead, I think that is Mike Norvell, the head coach at Memphis. Now, I know some FSU fans are worried about Taggart 2.0, but Norvell has only one. And there haven't even been bad years for Norvell at Memphis. And the timing here, to me, starts to make this have a lot of sense as a fit. Because FSU, if they're waiting until the weekend, well, wouldn't they be waiting for a coach in a conference championship? Mike Norvell fits that mold. Memphis this year is 11-1. If they beat Cincinnati at home this weekend in the AAC championship game, they're going to a New Year's Six bowl. The worst he's ever done is an 8-win season. That's really good at Memphis, and it's not just with Justin Fuente's players anymore. These are his guys, and he's winning better than Fuente did. So the longer this search goes on, if it gets through to the weekend, that makes me think FSU is waiting for Memphis to be done with their season and conference championship, and then they'll make an offer for Norvell. It's certainly not the sexiest hire, but I think it is the most likely hire right now. So everyone in the comments section, let me know. Who do you think Florida State will hire as its head coach this year? Is it a guy I mentioned, or maybe do you have somebody else in mind for this job?